Welcome everybody to the Scott County Lady Cards News Graphic Coaches Show with Coach Steve Helton. I'm Kal Oakes. Our special guest this week is Kadee Hudson, and we'll get to her and her thoughts on the season in a bit. But Coach, another busy week. We've had a couple of games just in the meantime since the last time we were here, and don't want to overstate things too early in January, but a win on Saturday against Greene County that you really needed to get.
Huge opportunity for us, coming off a tough road game at Cooper. On the way up to Cooper, we're on 75, and we're just kind of going along, and you feel this missing the bus, and you kind of think, we're okay, we're okay. And I thought maybe the engine had a miss in it. Well, 30 seconds later, we're pulled over on the side of the road, and yeah, basically the engine had gone its last mile, and so our transportation, hats off. They got us a bus there. We got on up to Cooper. It was a rough night for us. Just a rough night.
Better on the way up than the way back.
Oh, it was just that whole night. If I could have if we could have just went out and played in the rain, I believe I'd have felt better. That night just never did come together. So there's why Saturday was so important. We had to bounce back. And we did. What an incredible job the girls did. Sluggish start. Again, whatever I'm doing to begin the game, we've got to fix, because we came out second half, made a really nice run, and we first overtime game for us this year, and against a good team. Very pleased to get out of there, out of Louisville with a victory.
Kadee, what is that like as a player when your routine gets disrupted like that, going to a road game or any game for that matter?
It's just very distracting because you're used to that same routine, and you just gotta learn how to bounce back and forth from your routine and not.
What did that have anything to do with that night getting off to a slow start, or you just feel like it was just one of those days?
I think it was just one of those days. Of course, every team will have one, but we just have to learn how to deal with it.
And then the first half against Greene County, what changed in the second half from your perspective?
We were just ready to play. We gave it all our efforts, and we just played our game.
And as a coach, you made some adjustments at halftime, went with a little bit of a different lineup, and to try to speed things up a little bit, and then you slowed it down, and then you sped it up again. I mean, what was the design there?
Well, Coach T took over halftime. So
well,
that's where it kind of started. She took over the halftime, and I just kind of bailed out on that one. Second half, we just wanted, let's do something different. Let's just pick up man to man, and let's just chase them all over the court. Let's see if we can make something happen. And we went on a nice 12-2 run there. But the thing about it was, Greene County answered that run. They came right back at us. We had a lead, the last 3-4 minutes of the game, had a 5, 6, 7 point lead, and we did the unthinkable thing that we usually don't do. We try to take the air out of the ball. We basically went to half court.
Do you even practice that?
No. And it's hard to watch, it's hard to coach. And I'm sitting over saying, we got to shoot, we got to attack. And the other side of me was saying, we're going to make them come out of this 2-3 zone. And they actually kind of went to a 1-2-2 and kind of just tried to kind of get the ball out of the point guard's hands. We got some wide open shots out of it. It was tough. That was a growing moment for me, but for our team, we dictated what we wanted to happen, and very pleased again the way we handled it. We got to overtime, 4 for 5 on the free throw line, finished the game off, and can't say enough about being a quality game against a quality team. Big, strong, their guards can handle it. They had 6'2", 6'3" kid in the middle who stepped out on us and was shooting the ball from the 3-point line, which changed everything, because I was saying let her shoot it, and then there it went. It was the Steve Helton, whatever you want to call it. Whenever I say a player's hitting 1-3 on the season, usually that means they're going to hit some more against us.
So reverse jinx.
There you go.
Yeah. Kadee, did you learn something about your team that day, and that when things weren't necessarily going well, you had to do things that were different from things that you always do, and still found a way to win?
Yeah, we found out that we have to always give it our all, like during the whole game, and not just like certain points.
Seems like that's been a kind of a hallmark of this team. Even when things are going well, there's a quarter or a few minutes where it just doesn't. Is that just something that naturally happens during a game anyway, or do you think it's just you need to step up the effort at all times?
We need to step up the effort.
Well, is that what you see out there?
If I could stop it,
If you knew the magic pill.
If I could figure that out, we wouldn't be doing it anymore. But, it's never, we're, 14, 15 games in. It's never an issue of effort with this team. Have we lost focus at times? We've lost focus at times. I think, you go back to our playing days, I think, well, we never did that. Well, I have a feeling if you ask Coach X if I ever had one of those moments where I zoned out, I remember watching film with him and me coming off the bench saying, why didn't you rebound? Well, they got 2 on me. Well, I remember that next day we go watch film. He's very clear when he points out, there's not 2 people blocking me out. There ain't even nobody blocking me out. I'm just not moving. So, they don't do it on purpose. They give us everything they got. Leadership from Kadee. Katie's a team captain for us. Mm-hmm. She is that glue player. We've had some really great players come through our program that we call glue players. Kadee usually draws one of the best offensive players on the other team. She plays all 5 positions for us at some time. She's our press breaker at the 5. She's our rim runner at the 4. In the zone offense right now, she'll bump out to a wing. So on top of being pressed to play defense for 32 minutes, she leads us in charges. She also has to offensively know all 5 positions. Mm-hmm. And so we can't say enough about Kadee, her leadership, her family. Just her sister played here a few years ago now at the University of Louisville. Her brother's a football player here. Just an incredible family that we're very blessed to get to work with. And, number 10 will be missed. Mm-hmm. Hopefully down the road. Hopefully we got a few more games, but, Kadee will be missed. She's that quiet leader.
Has that always been kind of your personality on the court as far as being able to just do different things and not focus on any one specialty, or what is it about you?
I just like giving the team what they need from me and not just doing one certain thing that I like to do. I like giving the team my all.
Has your role changed at all over the years up to now being a senior, or?
Not really. I've always been that type of player that does everything that I need to and not just one certain thing.
And as a coach, you gotta love that, because the stuff she does isn't always showing up in the box score. You mentioned charges. You mentioned diving on the floor after a loose ball to get an important possession. Those are the kind of things she does, right?
And what happens is her intensity feeds off others. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, we have somebody else on the floor. Next thing you know, we have somebody else getting a 50-50 ball. We call it 50-50 ball, and that's just all out hustle. Mm-hmm. She's undersized. I don't think it's no secret, undersized to be a true post. Mm-hmm. And what do we ask her to do? We ask her to score against true post. What do we ask her to do? We ask her to rebound against 6'2", 6'3s. And then we ask her to say, okay, when you get the 6'2" on you, take her outside. So then we ask so much of Kadee, where she can go inside out. It just allows our team to be better. It allows our team to free some other people up to do some other things because she has that versatility.
And having a versatile player like that has got to help right now when you're without one of your other glue players in Lauren Beam, just because you've had to do different things. You and I have talked about having to sit down and figure out, okay, now that we have some time to evaluate before the Toyota Classic, how do we, what combinations do we use? And having a player such as Kadee, I'm sure, is going to help in that respect.
It's made it tough on Kadee because we had just started tweaking some stuff. Now we're tweaking some stuff back the way it was, and now we're trying to find that combination to go with Kadee, because, at one point with her and Lauren, they got to where they knew where one another was. They knew that if we caught the ball on the left, we were going to dive to the right. Now we're playing with some inexperience at that 4 position. Kadee runs the 5 because she's that press breaker for us. So on top of Kadee being brought back to what we had started with some stuff, now she's got to learn to play with another big inside, and they've got to learn to play with her because, I feel comfortable with the ball in Kadee's hands. I feel comfortable with her decision making, and, if there is a mistake made, Kadee's not the one that's going to put her head down and say, woe is me. She's going to be the first one back down trying to get the ball back.
Is some of that just from experience, Kadee, the fact that you've kind of taken a leadership role now that you're one of the elder statespeople on this team?
I think a little bit of it is because if you miss a layup, the younger kids are going to be like, what did I just do? Why am I getting yelled at? But most older players will get over it and try and make the next play.
And that's important because this is not an old team chronologically, right? I mean, this is you play a lot of young people out there.
There's a lot of little eyes watching, and they're learning. And who are they watching? They're watching the players who have been through this system. That's why, I'm take a lot of pride in a lot of our former players who come back and coach with us. They have been in this system. They have been in this locker room. Kadee's been here, this is 5-6 years for Kadee in this system. So Kadee knows the system. She knows what's expected. And you look around this locker room, there's a lot of little eyes in here that this is brand new. This is going to be their first Toyota Classic. They're used to running around Toyota Classic eating hot dogs and looking around silent auction stuff. Now they're going to be the ones wearing participant passes and then expected to perform, along with players who I've been through Toyota Classic 4 or 5 years now.
Let's talk about the Toyota Classic. And usually these tournaments, the home team throws in a cupcake opponent somewhere in the mix, right? You don't have any cupcakes. You're this is like a 3-decker cake here. It's just you're 3 tough games in 4 nights for the Lady Cards.
It's the SEC of football. It's the ACC of basketball. It's the 11th region tournament. I mean, Raw tomorrow night, which will be a Wednesday. 2 of the best guards we'll see all year that they're going to bring in here. You fast forward to Friday night against Simon Kenton, one of the most physical teams we'll see all season long. How well coached they are because they get after us. And then we'll kind of put the icing on the cake and play 11th region rival Franklin County, which very well coached. Again, one of the top teams in the state. So realistically, you got 4 teams, top 10 caliber, going to beat on each other for 3 nights. And it's going to be what happens. It could be. We don't know.
There's no predictions being made.
No, because on any given night, anything can happen. Physically, mentally, this will be a grinding 4 days for our kids.
Kadee, as a player, how do you prepare for a grind like that? Because there's not going to be a lot of practice time in there. You've kind of got to know on Tuesday what you're going to be doing Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever the case may be. How do you approach it?
You just got to keep your mind set and just focus one game at a time. And then as soon as that game's over, you move on to the next.
But you kind of got to know in the back of your mind, okay, what you've got to do going forward. Right? I mean, we're talking teams that probably have different styles, right? I mean, there's not they're not 3 teams that are mirror images of each other. Am I right?
No, I mean, and the catch is with this one tomorrow night, we're going to come out against a team that's going. More than likely, we're going to see some type zone. They'll run if they
see a lot
to.
of that, I think.
Again, that scout report, I can't imagine where it got out, but it's out. And it continues to be out. And apparently, I think it's starting to grow. And then, again...
They're all ganging up on you. They have meetings to talk about that.
Like, Helton can't all figure out what to do against a zone. So let's just go ahead and stick a zone on. The catch by being the home team, we do have this first night, we're the opening game. And then Thursday, we do have a chance to take a deep breath before we play 2 in a row, which I do think will be important for us because that first game, jitters are going to be there. I don't care how many times Kadee's been here in the Toyota Classic. It seems like it's just like a first-round tournament game. And so we're going to approach it like that. One game we've not even talked about Simon Kenton or Franklin. We'll deal with that on Thursday. Coaching-wise, we've kind of got it laid out, but we've got 3 tough games, 3 tough opponents, and hopefully we'll play well and learn something about ourselves.
Kadee, how is the Toyota Classic different? Is there a different intensity, different nerves? I mean, how would you describe it?
Not really. It's just you're just out there playing another game. Just same goal. Just go out there, play your best, and win.
But you got to.
That's a good answer.
That's a good answer. It is a good answer. Do you believe it?
I wish it was that easy. We're just so proud to be a part of it. This is a community tournament. Our fans get behind us. A lot of the boys fans who don't get to see us play because we play on so many different nights, They have a chance to come in and see us play, and the Big Red Nation all comes together. Toyota Classic, Sonny D. Dennison does an incredible job putting this thing together. This is big time. This is a big time tournament, and we're just proud to be the host. We're proud to be members of, to get to play in it, and we're also proud to say this is the home of the Toyota Classic. This is our home court, and we want to play it with a lot of pride from our community.
Well, we hope you can get out and make it to the Toyota Classic. Plenty of games, action all day Saturday and leading up to it, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before that. Check out the schedule in the news graphic. Until next time, thank you, Kadee. Thank you, Coach. I'm Cal. We'll see you on the sidelines.